Hi, and welcome to the video on travel graphs. By the end of this video, you should be able to read a travel graph and work out the average speed of a journey. Before we begin, I want to let you know that there's nothing to write down for this video. You're just going to be given a series of questions, and I'd like you to pause the video before hearing the answers. So let's go. Here's an example of a travel graph. You'll notice that we have some labels. We have a title, Jim's journey, and we have some labels, time on the horizontal axis and distance on the vertical axis. This is how travel graphs usually work. Time down the bottom, sometimes it's given as an actual time like 9 a.m. or 10 a.m. and things like that, and distance on the left hand side. We notice that on the horizontal axis that we have 6 boxes between the start and 1 hour. 6 boxes is 1 hour, which means that one box is just going to be 10 minutes. On the vertical axis, we note that there's 2 boxes worth 10 kilometers. This means that one box is 5 kilometers. This is going to help us out with some of the questions that I'm going to give you. So let's begin. Question number 1 says, how long did it take Jim to travel 60 kilometers? Pause the video and try it for yourself. 60 kilometers was his first interaction, his first movement in his journey. We just need to look at it where it goes onto the horizontal axis. It's gone 4 boxes by the time he's reached 60 kilometers, and 4 boxes is 40 minutes. So it took him 40 minutes to travel 60 kilometers. Question number 2. How long did Jim stop for the second time? Pause the video. Okay, he stopped twice. First time was here, second time was here. We know that it's a stop because time is continuing, but he's not getting further away from home or closer to home. So these are the 2 stops. We just want to concentrate on the second time. Now the second time that he stopped for 2 boxes. And we should know that 2 boxes is 20 minutes. Question number 3. How far did Jim travel between stops? Pause the video again. Okay, here are the 2 stops. These are the 2 points between which he traveled. He started 60 kilometers away from home and he moved to 40 kilometers away from home. That's a distance of 20 kilometers. So Jim traveled 20 kilometers between stops. Question number 4. How far did Jim travel in total? Pause the video. Okay, we want to look at distance. So he started traveling and he traveled 60 kilometers, then he stopped, then he came back home for 20 kilometers, then he stopped again, and then he came back home for 40 kilometers. In total, that's 120 kilometers. Now, it would have been easier just to count the first 60 away from home and then the 60 back, and that'll tell you the total journey. You don't have to work them all out in between. Now we come to the harder question out of the lot. What was his average speed for the journey? You might be learning this for the first time, but if we want to work out speed of something, speed is the distance that somebody travels divided by how much time it takes for him to travel it. So we start off with a distance of 120 kilometers. We know that from question 4. We now have got to work out the time that it takes him to get there. This is going to be 2 hours and 20 minutes. It's easy to see that it's 2 hours and 20 minutes because he finishes 2 boxes after the 2 hour point, and 2 boxes is 20 minutes. So our speed will be 120 kilometers divided by 2 hours and 20 minutes. Now, for those of you that are unaware, you can't write 2 hours and 20 minutes as 2.20. That's not how time works. We have to write 2 hours and 20 minutes as a fraction for us to get the correct answer. 2 hours and 20 minutes is the same as 2 1/3 hours. The two holes is from the 2 hours. The 20 minutes represents 20 minutes out of 60. And 20 out of 60 is 1/3, so that's 2 1/3 hours. Now we can work out the speed. Put into your calculator 120 divided by 2 1/3, and that'll give you a speed of roughly 51.43 kilometers per hour. That's his average speed. So I've given you one example on reading a travel graph and working out the average speed. You may want to go back a slide, pause this slide, and write down the way that we work out the speed of a traveler because it's really important that you know how to do that. And that's it. Good luck with travel graphs.